Instagram is acting up as usual. Hold on, you guys. Hello. Hello, world. I'm having my little Instagram technical difficulties as usual. So give me 1 second. The other day, I don't know if y'all saw the Shannon Sharp incident.
Oh, I didn't see it, but I just heard about it.
And they
Yeah,
were
I heard
saying
about
you can't accidentally go live on Instagram. And they damn right about that.
Oh, you have to push. You can't just push
too many
accidentally push the button.
questions.
Yep. Maybe I am. Nope, I'm not live on Instagram. Come on. Okay. So I see that Instagram wants to be a little not nice to me today.
Well, I see live on your thing though. Is that on something else?
I think I should be. I'm on live on YouTube and Facebook.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to get live on Instagram, but it's not letting me.
Okay, let me see something. Let's check and see if we are.
Copy.
Yeah, I don't see us up
Why
there.
is this not allowing me to click the button? That is the problem. I can't click the go live button on Instagram.
Oh no. It says that you're live though.
On Instagram,
Oh,
you can see
oh,
me.
actually, it says Strands live, but then it says live video ended.
But it didn't
So is that
end.
from yesterday?
Yes. Okay,
Do
hang
you have to
on.
do something to change it from yesterday?
I did that already, but okay. I'm gonna end and start all over.
Mhm.
I think that's what I'm gonna do.
But it does show that you're live. It says live on the Strands thing.
Okay. Uno momento. Uno momento, y'all. Paste. Save. Let's do this one more again. Okay. It will not let me click this go live button. This is wild. Okay.
The heck, and I didn't. I told everybody to go on IG.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Oh, we got action.
We got action.
All right.
Where we are in action. Okay. All right. Hello world. Today is September 17th. My name is Stacy Jackson of Strands Fiber Arts Fashion, and I am here with our second Meet the Designer series for the Strands 2024 Fall Show, which will be at the Sweet Auburn Music Festival on September 28th and 29th of this year, actually next weekend. So anyway, today I have with me Miss Oni Afriye, who is, I'm gonna call her a vet
Yep.
to Strand. She's been with us for 2 years now. And we
Mhm.
have newcomer Jahvene Walder of Crochet Craze. And Oni is from Buddha Flywear. Sorry about that. So welcome, ladies. I'm glad to have you. Oni, I'm glad to have you back. As always, I love your vibe. I love your presence. I love your work. I love you.
I love you, Texas.
So
Beautiful
thank you
reflection.
so much for coming to hang out with us again for our fall show. And Jahvene, welcome aboard. We're glad to
Thank
have you.
you.
Hopefully you enjoy our little crew and family that we put together over the years. We're a very welcoming bunch of women. So you're just come on in and we got you.
That's
All
right.
right. So this whole series is about meeting the designers and finding out, getting to know more about each of you, and what you do when you're not crocheting and how you get down with your crochet work. So I'm going to shoot most of my questions to Oni first because she is our, what did we say? What did I say before?
Vet.
No, it wasn't. It was the other one. What was the other word I said?
Seniority.
You have
Seniority.
seniority.
I don't like the vet. I'll go with your vet. I think that we can do that.
Okay. And she's the
Call
vet.
me vetish. Vetish.
Vetish. Vetish.
Yeah,
Okay.
call me vetish.
All right.
Mhm.
So, Miss Oni, who are you? Where are you from? Where do you reside? And what do you do when you're not crocheting?
All right. Hi, everybody. Peace and light. My name is Oni Afriye. I am the creator and designer for Buddha Flywear. I am from the DMV. I live specifically in District Heights, Maryland, but it's so easy just to say DMV.
Yeah.
So what do I do when I'm not crocheting? These days, and particularly this year, I haven't really done anything but crochet. I've been crocheting my butt off for the year. But I do enjoy music.
Mhm.
I have some other creative things that I do, but I've only really been focusing on crochet this year. But I enjoy music. I enjoy dancing. Um, I hug trees, walk barefoot in the grass. Um, I love to be with my family and my community of sisters and brothers and sisters. Um, and yeah, that's basically it. Love to spread a little sunshine all over the world wherever I can, however I can. But that's
Yes,
basically what I like to do.
you're
Yeah.
definitely Miss Peace and Light for sure.
Very much so.
Absolutely.
Sometimes, not all the time, but most times.
I
Most.
mean, it bees like that sometimes. I say, like, if you saw that part of me, then that's your fault. No.
That's it. That's exactly what it is.
Somebody
That's
tip
right.
the scale.
That's right. But just know that I have both. That's what I was trying to
Right.
just make the point
Like,
that
don't mistake kindness for weakness, and we're good.
Mhm.
and then we on the same page. Yeah, but
We're
that's
good.
that's basically what I do. And before we go any further, and I don't want to take up all the time, Stacy, we talked about this music thing before, and we supposed to have a listening party. I think that
Ooh.
should happen before the year is out. Unless
Well,
I
we better act fast. We have like 2 weeks to the year left. So
okay. Yeah,
I mean, it's gonna go by like 2 weeks.
The
it will
shepherd's
be
about
that.
done.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe we're back here again already. Like, I
Yeah.
think a 12-month year feels like it's 6 months now.
Yeah.
It moves so
Yeah.
fast. I don't
Last
know
week
if
was
that's
September
due
1st.
to age or if they got some kind of mechanism speeding up time. I don't know what's going on, but
Yeah. It's
time's-
going by fast. And
yeah,
especially when you're busy and you're
yeah,
moving and not stagnant, it seems to go quicker. I know
yes,
that's my experience anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Miss Jahvene, same questions to you. Who are you? Where are you from? Where do you reside? And what do you do when you're not crocheting?
Well, hello, my name is Jahvene. I currently live in Atlanta, Georgia, but I came from Kingston, Jamaica. I was born and raised in Kingston, Jamaica till I moved here about 10 years ago.
Mhm.
Um, what I do outside of crocheting, I swim. I've actually been very active this year. I've been doing a lot outside of
Mhm.
crocheting. I feel like it's been on the latter end, and that's why I kind of got into the fiber arts fashion show because I wanted to get back into it. But
Mhm.
I've been face painting a lot, swimming a lot. I've just really been trying to go out and just enjoy life lately.
Where do
Mhm.
you swim?
The apartment complex I just moved is right next to Six Flags Whitewaters, and
Okay.
then on top of that, there's an 8 foot pool.
A what?
An 8 foot pool. Like
Mhm.
the
Okay.
pool goes to 8 feet.
Oh, that's nice because a lot of these silly pools around here like to go to 5
Five,
feet. And it's like, what am I
five,
supposed to do with 5 feet? Absolutely
nothing,
Mhm.
nothing.
nothing.
Not a thing.
So I've been trying to hit the bottom a few times and like trying to get back into swimming like all the other old hobbies that I used to have.
Mhm.
Okay. Do you swim in lakes and rivers and stuff like that?
No ma'am. No
Yeah.
ma'am. Not
See,
not here.
yeah.
Not
My
here.
philosophy is
Yeah.
if I can't see the bottom, I'm
I
not getting
shouldn't
in
be
it.
in it. And
That's
here
that
I've
part.
realized all the lakes really you can't see the bottom.
Mhm.
I went paddle boarding. Shoot, I don't even know when that was. Now that the years go by so fast. I think that might have been last year. My hair was braided. I don't know. Within
Mhm.
the last 12 months, I went paddle boarding.
Mhm.
I ain't doing that again.
Yeah. I need to be able to see. Yeah.
and and then we were sitting there at one point, just chilling on the paddleboard in the middle of the lake. Mind you, I really liked the experience. I really, really, really did. I just didn't know what was coming up. I just saw these things, these bubbles just coming toward me. And I'm just like, what is
Mhm.
that?
Is it
Right.
small? Is it big?
Is it,
Right.
could it be an alligator? I don't know. I mean, I have no idea.
Yeah.
So if I can't see the bottom, I'm not getting in it. That's just my rule. But I like to swim and be in the water as well. But these lakes out here, no, it's not
Especially
happening.
Lake Lanier.
Oh, that's just an absolutely positively no.
No.
I don't see why people get in that water at all, even on a boat. I'm good. No.
Mhm.
Even the boats sink. No. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I like to mitigate situations and I don't even want to go in the vicinity. So I'm
I
good.
don't want that aura around my body whatsoever. I
Mm,
don't even need the lake to catch my vibe. That's how far away I want to be.
wow.
No.
Right.
Wow.
So you say you're from Jamaica. Roche is also from Jamaica. So I got two Jamaicans on the team this year. So that's great.
Mhm.
Sounds
Which
like we're
part are
eating
you
good.
from? Say that again.
Sounds like we're gonna be eating good.
I know. You bringing some food, Jahvene?
Oh, I can.
Oh,
Please bring some
please do.
escovitch. I love escovitch.
I just asked my uncle for the recipe for that because I was like, I want to make it their way, not the way I figured out how to make it. I'm like, no, I need that recipe specifically, everything.
Okay, you feel like you're gonna have that by the time we come together?
I can.
You see me
Next
put my
week.
bid in,
Wait,
Stacey.
no.
We talking about next weekend.
Next
Yeah, I
week.
feel like you
Wait,
could
I
try
will
to get it.
not. I definitely
Okay then. All right, next time. Mm,
got you.
okay. Let's talk about something else because I got my mouth watering.
Okay, all right. Next question.
Mhm.
Miss Oni, what brought you to the world of crochet?
I think it found me. I um I had a friend in high school. We ran track together and I saw her crocheting one day. I was always kind of into the arts and crafts and things like that. And I wanted her to teach me. So she said she would. I went out and got a ball of yarn, a hook, and a how-to book. Well, she never did come because we were seniors and we were busy and things. So she never came. So I decided to try my hand at it. And I learned last time that I'm a autodidactic.
Mm-hmm.
That
I'm
means
like
I'm self-taught.
self-taught.
So
Yep.
I basically learned how to do it myself. And over the years, I would pick it up and put it down. And every time I just got really better at it. And so that's how I basically came to crochet. It was I was inspired by a friend just watching her do it. And then I tried my hands at it. And here we are.
And here we are,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, of
years
course, back
later.
then I wasn't thinking about it in this way. I had no
Yeah.
idea that it would evolve into what it is now and to be a passion and the therapy that I
Mm-hmm.
have now. But I started off just kind of like wanting to learn another craft.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, you've done the damn thing with that. So
and I am doing all right. I got so
yeah.
much to learn. I'm so excited because I get to learn still. Even
Yeah.
I've been crocheting for a long time, but I am still learning new techniques almost every time I pick it up. So
Yeah. This is why I only make one of a kinds because I
yeah.
don't learn something then forgot it.
I'm glad I'm not the only person because
Oh,
there's
I
some
think
stuff I can never make again.
yeah.
What did I do?
Yeah, I tell people off the top I can try to replicate it, but it's going to be something different about it.
Right.
And I think that that is probably a good I think that's actually a good thing.
Hmm.
Because then you know that you'll be the only one with that one.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
That's been my thing is you'll never find nobody rocking your wear if you wear a Pink Joy crochets piece.
yeah,
Nobody else will be
Period.
in your stuff.
right,
So
right.
yeah, the one of a kind is it's a good marketing tool, but it's also because limitations
Hmm, hmm.
or not even limitations, just the undesire to or not even undesire, but just not being able to always remember what you did before unless
Yeah,
you're pattern writing. And I
yeah.
can't,
I can't
I
put
don't
on.
have the patience to crochet, write. I can't do that. I haven't figured out yet how to do that. I need to sit with a pattern maker and figure out what their techniques are and how they go about doing that because
I make patterns. I make patterns, but even in that case, I still will change it once I start making it again. Sometimes I just make the pattern so that at one point I was thinking about selling patterns, right?
Mhm.
But then when I looked at how I write the patterns, I was like, nobody can understand this but me. So I
But then
basically make it for myself just so that if there is an ideal, if it comes back around full circle, I can do it. But it's still not going to be the exact same thing that I made from before.
I
It's just
think there are people whose jobs are to translate or fix a pattern to make
mhm,
it
Readable.
readable to the masses.
Mm-hmm.
So don't let that be a hindrance to you,
Okay.
because there are, I believe that's a thing. Like you can,
Mm-hmm.
I forget
It
what they're
is.
called.
It is.
Yeah,
It's I've seen that before. There are people who do it. I don't know. We'll see.
yeah.
I'm always open to evolve, and that might be another thing I get to do.
It's called
Yeah,
residual income, money while
that's
you
what it
sleep.
is. Monetize this thing.
Yeah, it's
I've
money
been
while you
growing
sleep.
in that way anyway, and wanting to grow in that way. I feel like I got all the way off the subject though. Let me.
It's okay. It's okay. Okay. Javine, now you. What brought you to the world of crochet?
Um, I want to say it was really my grandmother that did. Like before I moved out of Jamaica and I was in school, we had knitting classes. So I did start out with like yarn and like needles then.
Mhm.
But I want to say a few years back, I want to say no more than 5 years back, I saw her crocheting this blanket. She's always making a blanket for somebody for Christmas. And I was like, oh, I want to learn how to do that. She did one purple blanket and it's like, it had like heart designs inside.
Mhm.
And it was just an intricate blanket. It wasn't your everyday blanket that you would see at the store. So I was like, oh, I want to learn how to do that. And I started it. I got frustrated because the tension was too tight. Like I wasn't realizing that I needed to loosen up on the needles. I'm like, she just telling me to get the hook and try it out. You're not telling me these little things like, oh, it's going to be too tight to the point where I can't even stretch it to see the heart. So I ended up like getting frustrated and I tossed it to the side. And then in the pandemic, we're in the house. I'm like, I have nothing to do. So I'm like, she has all this yarn over the house. So I just start making stuff. And I start teaching myself YouTube, getting the how-to books, and it ended up becoming an entire business for me. And truly, like what Oni said, it's therapy because it's like it drowns the noise out, especially from a long day. It's like you're just focused on that one thing, your hands are moving. And even you could be like watching TV and your hands still going. It's just therapeutic.
Do you guys make songs when you're crocheting? Like, you know how you get into a rhythm and it's like it gets to like
Yeah,
being a beat
I do.
almost.
I do.
I do
I
that for
do.
when it's like, you have to increase at a certain number. So it's
Hmm.
like now I'm making a whole like beat in my head about it. So I'm
Mhm.
like, I can do it without actually thinking about it.
Hmm.
Right.
Right.
It is a
Okay.
certain rhythm that comes with it. Just
Yeah.
Mhm.
automatically creates a
Yep.
certain rhythm.
And
Yeah.
then when that rhythm gets upset, that's when you know you're messing up. Like, wait, hold
Yeah,
up.
like
Exactly.
wait a
Time.
minute, it's time to
Yep.
back up.
Yeah.
Yep. Time to
I'm
back
so
up.
glad to know I'm not the only one like this.
No.
There's so many of us that have these things.
I think one of the common quotes right now is, wait, how does she say it? We have more things in common than what separate us. So
Yeah.
so yeah, I think we all go through a whole lot of the same things. It's just something we never talk about as, as designers. We just, I don't know why we don't, but we just don't even talk about it. Maybe we should have like a gripe session. Like,
Well, we talk about it with the Strands sisters and community and stuff.
oh
We talk
yes,
about this kind of
absolutely.
stuff. So
Yeah,
just a
just
good
within a
trial.
right. Okay. So in your view, how has crochet as a fashion medium evolved over the years?
Oh, this is a good one. Yeah, so like I was saying from before, I started way back in 95, 96. In terms of, really making clothing or, pieces to wearable art. I started back then. And back then it was only a few people here and there. You had to be in this special kind of space in order to really see people wearing crochet, or even it being showcased, right? In terms of, being a whole fashion thing where it's on the runway. So over the years, I see, for me though, I believe that fashion always comes full circle. I think
Mhm.
some people feel like it goes out, it comes back. Right now, I see that people are really, really into the fashion, the crochet fashion. I
Mhm.
mean, I'm in Nordstrom's and Macy's, and it's on, New York Fashion Week, and everybody's making these things. And I'm like, oh, they did. I've been doing this. Thank y'all for
I've been
catching
in
up.
this since '92.
For
Thank
real,
y'all
y'all,
for
they used to
catching
this,
up.
we true to this.
Right. But I think that it's evolved in a wonderful way. You know what I mean? Some people feel like it's way too saturated or whatever, but for me, I feel like the more the merrier, right? Because in my approach to being a designer, I don't compete with other people. You know, like I think it's room for all of us to be beautiful, creative, and to make some fly stuff. So I don't have that I don't have that issue with it being saturated right now. You know, I think that's a good thing, because then that opens it up for those of us who have been doing it for so long to get more exposure. And that has definitely been my experience in the last few years. I've been really getting a lot of attention around it. And so I'm really happy about how it's evolving. I feel that it can get to a place, though, where it can be detrimental for those of us who have been doing it. And on this level, if some of the bigger companies start to, you know, mass produce and kind of squeeze us out. But again, I don't worry about that kind of thing, because what's for me is for me. And I'm always going to have what I need and always get what's coming my way.
I agree. Before I give that question to you, Jahvene, I want to say that what I've noticed, though, when Nordstrom's and all these other big people pick it up, it is way high priced. So, which is a good thing. It's a good thing, because we know that you can't produce crochet work by machine. So it has to be handmade. So it is very nice to see Prada and all of them keeping with the $1,000 price tags. Excuse me, so that people will know what to expect out of us as well. You know?
Right. But you know what's so interesting? They'll come to us thinking that they should get a different price. And I don't have any more tolerance for that. The price is the price. The price is the price. I make every stitch with my hand.
Right.
So no, I can't come down off my price, especially when you're going to go into Prada and you're not going to even ask them to lower the price.
Like when you bought that Michael Kors bag, did you negotiate that price?
No, ma'am.
For the discount.
Listen, when you come over here to Budafly, keep that same energy, because the price is the price. And then if you can't afford it, then that's fine. Share with your friend or somebody else, because
hey, we can take Klarna and Afterpay now.
You got to pay me for my work. That's it. Sorry.
Hey, throw Klarna and Afterpay on your websites or your payment plan, payment, and they can break it up.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm not doing nothing for cheap. Yeah. Ma'am, Miss Jahvene, what about you?
I feel like it's evolved because before everybody thought it was just a grandma hobby. Like we look at everything else as just a regular hobby, like running, like swimming. Everybody's like, oh, it's just an everybody hobby. But when it comes to crochet and knitting, it's a grandma hobby specifically. So I feel like over the years, like when people put like their own style and spin on designs, and they realize like, oh, like this is more than just like blankets and the stuff that my grandma gives me for Christmas. Like this is something that I can wear. Like I can walk out in like a unique design. And I've realized like now, like people have changed to being like, oh, like she's doing the grandma stuff, to like, oh, like she makes like some really cool like clothes. So I feel like the world view on what crochet and knitting has completely changed from who the hobby is for. Like they felt like it was only specifically for that group. And now they're like, oh, like I kind of want to try that now. Like, you feel like you have some people coming up to you like, hey, can you teach me that? Or they're like going to YouTube now and like looking up how to start.
Yep.
It's an art form.
It really is.
Sometimes I don't know, and I might, because I'm real sensitive, but sometimes when people just call it a hobby, like, you don't understand. It's not just a hobby for some of us.
Or even craft.
Yeah. This is really wearable art that we're doing. Like, and so I'm excited again. Like you said, Jahvene, people are starting to see it beyond your grandma and stuff, and when they come to the show, because everybody's coming to the Sweet Auburn Music Festival on September the 28th and 29th, because we're going to be there. All of us, we're going to be there. And when y'all come, y'all not going to see your grandma on the stage.
Well, you might see the grandma on the stage, but she ain't going to be wearing no grandma type stuff.
Right. But and let me put a little disclaimer in there. There is nothing wrong with grandma. Grandma is the bomb. However, it's beyond doilies, y'all. That's my whole point. So
yes, it is. Yes, indeed, it is. Yes, crochet has definitely changed over the years, for sure. Just even from just the types of yarns that are available now than there were before, which opens up a whole nother world of creativity. But I wanted to say how crochet is not even considered art when you look in the categories for things, like when you're doing, I don't know, whatever government paperwork or whatever. It is not categorized as an art. It's categorized under craft. And I just find that to be, and craft is looked at as lesser than art, which is a little weird to me because it's still all the same thing. You know, it's still a creative process. It's still the same things you would be doing if you're visual art, you know, if you're a visual artist or a musician or whatever. So it bothers me that crochet is still lumped into the just craft section. I even start calling it now fine craft or craft art, just to make it so that it's not your just regular run of the mill arts and crafts, you know, type of mentality that people have about it, I guess.
Well, I think by doing these kinds of things and what you're doing and the way you position yourself to, and I said this last time, but you position us in a way that we get the exposure that we need so that we can change that mindset, you know what I'm saying, and expose people to something where they can actually see.
Yes.
And inspire them too, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people go, well, I'm not creative. You can do all that creative stuff. I'm like, you never know.
Right. You never know. And it doesn't even always have to just be, you know, fashion. It can just be any parts of the crochet world. Like we were talking last night, you can make toys, you can make home goods, you can make all kinds of stuff. So it doesn't always have to be about fashion when it comes to crocheting at all.
Right.
Okay. So how would you describe your style, and does your personal style influence your crochet designs?
I'll get all the questions first. Absolutely, it does. Yes. So, you know, I always kind of think about my thing is I like comfort, but cute. I think I put that on the chat the other day. Like, I don't like I don't like cute and cold. You know what I mean? I don't like uncomfortable when my feet hurting at the end of the night and all of that. I just like to be cute and comfortable.
Right.
And just fly. You know what I mean? Like
fly.
You know what I'm saying? So yes, I do think that my particular style influences what I make. I have been recently, though, including some things that not necessarily my style, right? Like I've been inspired to do some things that I wouldn't particularly wear myself, but I have a vision where it would still look nice on someone. But I can't go too far off of that because whatever I do is always going to be beautified. It's always going to have, even when we talk about like trends and things like that, if I try some of the trendy stuff, I'm just going to put Budafly in it. You know, I can't help it. So even when I'm trying to come out of that, my style is still going to be represented, you know, highly in it, you know.
Right.
And what I would say about my style is like a bohemian, Afro chic, you know, funky prep. You know, like I woke up like this, but then I did. You know, did you see that little pop I just gave you?
Yes.
All right, you can go ahead and share that.
Yes, ma'am.
So long story is, you know, long story short is, yes, I do feel like my style influences what I actually make. But I am opening up and evolving in that too. You know what I'm saying? Just because not everybody who likes Budafly might like what I wear, though. You know what I'm saying? So I am expanding a little bit and making some, you know, being a little bit more risque.
Okay. Hey.
A little skin. I'm gonna show a little peek of skin or something. Just a little bit though.
Just a little bit.
I like to keep them guessing. I like to like. I don't want to give you all of it. You got to earn that for.
You gotta pick. No, never mind. Never mind.
Look at Jahvene blushing. Oh,
I'm just kidding. Comedy.
Gave y'all the shoulder today.
Yeah, we're giving a shoulder. It's the shoulder.
I will always give you a shoulder, though.
I know. That's such a sexy, simple, sexy way to be, right? Okay, Miss Jahvene, same to you. How would you describe your style, and does your personal style influence what you make?
Mine would really be the opposite of Oni because my style doesn't stay stagnant. And when I say doesn't stay stagnant, I mean like on a daily basis, I change. It's really like my mood. Like I'll wake up tomorrow and be like, oh, I really want to be girly, put on some makeup, like some reds, some pinks, like, really put it all out there. And then the next day I may just like put on an oversized t-shirt, some shorts, some sneakers, like, fluff my hair, rough it up a little bit. So it's like with my designs, it's like I try to create things that I've never seen before, but it's like I draw from parts of different styles that I see to see what can come together to combine to create something new. Because I just feel like life's too short to stay in the same type of designs, same type of style. I'm like, I want to venture outside the box for myself and for also my design. So it's like a lot of things that I make, it's really not pertaining to my style whatsoever. It's really me like trying something new to see if it's going to work out, if it's going to look good. Because I feel like at the end of the day, somebody's going to be able to pull it off.
So it is kind of like your style, though. You're ever changing, and
yeah, that's very true. Very much ever changing.
So, okay, all right, cool. Let me ask you this: what are you guys' favorite stitches?
You mean like
Like a double crochet, single crochet?
I love double.
You love double?
My hand
Double's
just
gonna
does
get you there
double
faster.
by itself.
Would you say, Jahvene?
Double's gonna get you there faster. That's one thing. But the triple's really gonna get you there. But there's a way like you can create 2 rows of doubles at the same time.
Yeah,
so that's what I was like.
I've done a sweater like that a while ago. I did a sweater like that. I'm partial to the half double crochet.
Yeah,
Because
I feel like it stretches better.
Yeah, and it doesn't leave the ridge that double crochet tends to leave.
I just figured out a thing that you could do. I mean, that I could do. You know how sometimes the double crochet will leave that gap. There's a way. There's a strand that you can crochet in when you're doing double crochet, and it tightens that gap up.
I think I've seen that. Like you go into, instead of the 2 top V's, you go down a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little. I can't. We'll share when we
I
come
think
together.
it's like the knot that's in the center. It's not the actual loop.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I've been using that this year, and I like that better because I don't necessarily like the gap if I'm not trying to give the gap. But like you said, the double crochet will build up better than the shorter stitches.
Definitely not the single.
Oh, the single is just a pain in the ass. I mean, it has its purposes. I made some bikini bottoms in all single crochet. Mind you, they don't need to be lined at all. But
what size hook was that?
Ever. Oh, a 3.5.
Yeah, she uses small.
Yeah, I'm a small hook girl. I love everything. 5 is usually as big as I'll tend to go, but I prefer to stay in the 3.25 or the C, E, and F are my favorite hooks.
And the G. 4.5.
Yeah, I like the 4.25. If you can,
that's good. I got that.
One of them is hard to find. It's either the 4.25 or the 4.5.
It's the 4.25 and the 4.75 that's hard to find.
I ain't seen a 4.75.
Is that the 7?
I've only seen one 4.75 to date.
Is that the 7 millimeter though? Isn't that right in that range? I think it's usually a 7. That 4.75. It's like right in between G and H.
Yeah, and it's really hard to find. I feel like they just don't have a label for it because if you go in the store, you're not finding that.
Yeah, and so it's the 4.25 that's hard to find because there's 2 of them that are labeled G.
It's the 4.25. It's hard to find.
Yeah, it is, but that one always seems to be the one I want to use all the time. Is the 4.25. I think
I've lost that 3 times.
I think I have a clover hook and it's a 4.25. I can't remember, and I can't find my clover hook, so I don't know. Luckily, I have about 1,000 hooks.
I'll go all the way up to S, especially especially in the colder months because I like big chunky cowls and hoods, and so I love working, and it's so quick.
What is that, like this big?
Yep, about that big.
I've never gone above a 5.
No.
Never.
Yeah, I actually have a custom made, a wooden custom made that I got off of Etsy. That's a size S. It's actually a Tunisian size S. I make some really nice cowl necks with that, and I can finish it in about an hour.
I've been trying to get into like move into the bigger hooks, and I just cannot.
I
Every
love
time
the
I'm like
intricacy.
too spacey. I need to go back.
Yeah.
I think you would like that though, because you say you don't have a lot of patience to work like
Yeah,
um
I always say that, and then I end up doing stupid stuff like having a million colors in something, and then I
Mhm.
gotta weave in a million strings.
yeah, yeah.
Why don't you do the invisible knot?
The invisible knot. What's the invisible knot?
The one where it's like you tie. That's actually what I just did with this chunky rug. You tie the string to one side and then tie the other string to the other side, and you pull them together in the center, and you cut off the ends.
Oh, the Russian knot. They
That's
call
what it's called.
That's what it's
I
called,
think
a
they call
Russian
it
knot.
the Russian knot or something like that.
Yeah.
Now, I've tried that and I have not been successful at
Mm.
all. So, no, that didn't work. And then I've also tried it and had issues where it's not changing where I need it to
Where you want it to
change.
change.
Yeah,
If you
like
tie it to the loop, it changes
okay.
exactly where you want to change it.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out. And then I
Try the surgeon try the surgeon knot too. The surgeon
surgeon
knot.
knot.
Yeah, I don't like to knot my stuff so much because I be worried about it coming apart. But the surgeon knot is something that it's really easy. It's not even a complicated thing, but it's what they use. The surgeons use when they're like putting in stitches and stuff like that.
Okay.
So try the surgeon knot. You should be able to find something on YouTube, or I can show you when we get together.
Yeah, we're gonna have a stitch and sip while we're at the show at the festival because we'll have a lot of downtime in
Okay,
between, so we can sit there and just chill and invite people to the
share.
booth and they can come hang out with us.
Mhm.
Okay. What did she said? Hanifa, that
Oh,
a friend of yours. She says, "I
yeah.
love how y'all are just freely sharing information with each other."
Oh, this how
The
we do it, sis. You know, everywhere I go, Hanifa, we gonna share this up. That's a
yeah.
really good friend of mine. Thank you for being here, Hanifa. Love you.
Yeah, there's so much to do that we don't cross over each other if you don't want to. Like some people make intentionally cross over and will make other people's stuff, but you don't have to do that, and we don't do that.
Yeah,
So there's no harm in ever sharing information because it's not like it's going to be taken and coveted just as, I mean, we all have our own lanes and we do our own things. So sharing information is just that, and we apply it as we see fit,
right,
without stepping on anybody else's toes.
right. Well, I think that speaks to that part I was saying earlier about competition for me. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, it's nothing wrong with me. I'm not ever worried about anything like that because your hands aren't my hands.
Right.
And so whatever you do, like, how can we not? Everybody has been influenced or inspired by somebody else's work.
True.
It's in crochet. There's no
There-
way.
there's but
There's no way not to.
there's a difference between inspiration and copying.
Right, right.
Mhm.
Well, I haven't had that experience. I haven't seen. Well, if they have, I don't know that they're copying it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've seen a
I
couple.
don't know, but and good for them. I mean, if you do that, you're not going to get very far in that way. I'm not going to
Yeah,
spend
you're not.
trying to.
There have been problems with people using other people's images to put on their website to sell
Mhm. So
stuff,
stuff.
and that's just super whack. Like,
That's
you
wrong.
know, it is wrong. Like that's
That's
just
just wrong.
not the way to go.
We don't
Anyway,
do that here in Strands. I ain't seen nobody do that at Strands. So
no, we're not doing that, and we give credit where credit is due. All right. So, next question is, what themes or concepts have you explored in your latest crochet fashion pieces?
well, with the mosaic motif theme for the Strands this year, for the spring show, I explored mosaic crochet. Like
Motifs,
that
right.
is an actual thing where you can.
Mhm.
It almost looks like 3D, so that the
Yeah.
stitches are coming up off of the fabric. So that's been exciting. But for this show, I looked into Irish crochet.
Mhm.
Irish crochet, you said?
Yes,
Yeah, it's really nice.
I
Very
said,
intricate.
wow, I didn't even. Well, I've seen it, but I never knew it was like. I just thought it was regular motifs. But
No.
it's a whole thing. So I've been spending a little bit of time with Irish crochet in the last couple of months. And I'm making a dress for the show that's going to have a little bit of that on it. So y'all let me know how well I did when we come together. See, Oni stick with that, or Oni go ahead and frog it. But no,
Oh
it's
no, not froggy.
no, it's Budafly. It's gonna be awesome. But it's my first time, trying. And so I love that though. I love to explore different things. I like to be challenged. I like to just keep learning. I love to keep learning. So earlier in the year I was exploring with the mosaic crochet, and now I'm exploring with the Irish crochet.
All right. I
And I'm
can't
making
wait to
it
see that.
Budafly. I'm making it Budafly.
You seen that one girl who makes? I think she's Irish crocheting, where she has like a blue sweater. She just starts off with a little piece, and then
Mhm.
uh, I think it's Irish crochet. I don't want to get into details. Anyway,
Is
I'll
it coat?
yes,
Yes, I've seen. I think I saw her
yeah,
TikTok, and I was
It's
like,
like
"What
in
is that?"
pieces.
yes.
And I think it's a mother and daughter, and I
Okay.
think they're from like Ukraine or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Russia, the way they crochet over there is really
Mhm.
awesome. I say Russia, Brazil, and Japan have
Mhm.
some really interesting crochet techniques and uh, designs
Mhm.
in their fashion. Do they really do big things as far as I'm concerned. Like a
Yeah.
lot of, if you look at the crochet patterns from the back in the day, you find a lot of fuddy duddy, boring, I ain't wearing that type pieces. But when you looked at Russian crochet or Brazilian, you see all that sexy stuff, the stuff that we would typically
Go
would lean
for.
towards wearing more. Something, that doesn't look like grandma made it for grandma.
That's
But
right.
anyway, and I'm talking about the old fashioned type grandmas, not
Exactly.
the newfangled grandmas of
Yeah. Yeah.
today.
The 2024 grandmas.
Yeah. Hanifa asked us, when did y'all start crocheting and were you taught by someone or self-taught? Oni said she was an autodidact, she's
Mhm.
self-taught, and you as well, Jahvene, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and I was taught by my grandmother. So, and I've been crocheting since I was going into 6th grade.
Wow.
Well, I haven't been crocheting that long. Let me take that back. I learned how to crochet then, did it for a couple years, put it away during the hot to trot phases, and then brought it back when I had when I was pregnant with my first daughter. I made her blanket, and that's what got me back into the whole swing of crocheting. And I also realized that I don't have the patience for blankets. So I went to bikinis, something I could get done in at least a day or so, but
I'll start a blanket. I'm gonna end up with a dress. I promise you. It's not gonna be.
Thank you. Because I'm like,
It's
can
not
we
gonna be
talk
a
about how it's
blanket.
like you start with one thing and somehow you're in a whole different
yeah.
thing? Like, I thought it was just my brain. I really did. Because I'm like, I'll draw something and then I started, I'm like, you look better like this.
Hmm.
Mhm.
That's
Never comes out the way I
creativity.
draw it.
Yep. Your hands just got to work the way they want to work. Sometimes our minds don't know everything at all. Okay. I didn't ask you what, Jahvene, what themes or concepts have you explored in your latest crochet fashion pieces?
I've been trying to incorporate like beading, but what I've realized is like there's a lot of challenges, and this is where it comes into like choosing the right yarn, because some of these beads are like way too heavy to where they'll like weigh your piece down to the point where they don't look like form fitting, like it's not moving and flowing the way you want it to. So it's like
Mhm.
I've just been dabbling in like the different beads, the different weights, yarn weights, what can handle that type of weight, and even like just knowing how to thread it on there. Like, do I need to do it afterwards
Okay.
or do I need to thread it as I go? So it's like I've just been doing
So
a lot of test runs with that.
that's one of my things I've been doing for a very long time is beading a lot of my crochet work. I actually make these beaded cuff bracelets, and beading is definitely different. One thing I definitely learned in beading, because I like to stay natural fibers, right? Cottons,
Mhm.
wools, and pretty much the whole natural line. When I use beads, I cannot use natural fiber yarn. I have to use nylon because I
Mm.
like glass beads, and the glass beads will end up cutting right through that doggone cotton yarn eventually
Oh.
after time.
Mm.
So, and that was what I experienced with my bracelets, but I wore my bracelets a lot. Wait, hold on.
You have some?
This is a crochet bracelet.
That's pretty.
It's crocheted.
Oh, that's
Oh,
gorgeous.
wow.
Definitely.
And this one, this is cotton, and the beads have been coming off because it just wears out.
Wears it down. I feel like it's like the weight of the bead over time with the yarn, because it's like, still have to remember it is like a piece of fabric.
Yes, exactly. So that's this one. And then so I started using, here's a necklace. It's all twisted. Sorry.
Close.
Necklace.
Oh
That's
wow.
That's
crochet.
pretty.
That
And
is
that's
really nice.
crocheted.
Yep. See.
That's nice. See, I think I'll probably do the beading just for jewelry. Like when I'm making the beading, I actually do tatting.
Tatting, you can tat?
Yes, I do tatting for my earrings with the beading and stuff. I haven't really felt inspired to do it with the on the clothing just yet. I
I
mean,
want to
well,
learn
big
that too.
beads like that necklace I made last year. So
Mm-hmm.
that I'll do something big like that, and I actually used t-shirt yarn for that, so it was sturdy enough to hold the wooden beads. But
Yeah.
Beads.
Yeah.
those smaller pieces like that, I think makes sense to me to do it with jewelry. But I don't
Mm-hmm.
know that I will put it on like a skirt or anything. I don't know.
Let me grab some real fast. Slide.
Hurry up, because I want to see. Look at
That
Jahvene.
last one was so nice.
Isn't it? All of them, they're nice.
And look, I haven't shown this yet because it ain't finished.
Mhm.
But like I beaded the neckline on this one.
Let's see.
Mm.
Why I'm trying to move closer to the screen like that's
I know,
Like, it's
right?
gonna make me see better.
See, well, okay. Here, it's all jacked up right now. But
see.
there. Can you see that?
Oh, that's beautiful, Stacy.
Thank you.
That's absolutely gorgeous.
That's time. That's time right there, and time is money.
Yeah, see. Yeah,
Oh
no.
yeah.
I'm gonna make
This
a
bad
picture
boy right
of
here,
that's as
she's
far
gonna
as
be
we're
at
going.
least a G. At least. This I used entirely too many colors of yarn.
No such thing.
And this is thread. So I don't know if that Russian knot trick will work with crochet thread, like number 3, but
It
I'm
does.
up for trying it.
It will. And I know the surgeon knot will for sure.
Okay, I'm gonna try that. So now I have to weave in all those colors and all that yarn.
That's
It's
what
got
you were talking
driving me
about,
nuts.
weaving in the ends.
Huh?
That's what you were talking about, weaving in the ends. I weave as I go because I know once I finish, I'm done. I'm not going back.
Yeah. So sometimes I'll do that. I'll crochet over them, but in some places that don't always work. So and that's the places that I need to weave in right now. Sometimes I'll pay my kids to do it because I don't have the patience to always go back and do it. One top I made and used a lot of colors, I just left the strands hanging, and that's just the way it is. And now everybody's starting to do that with their pieces.
Just leaving it hanging out. It's the new trend now. It's like, oh wow.
Yeah, I did it.
I like it because it gives a little distressed look and stuff like that.
This one, can you see that?
Yeah, just let them out.
Yeah.
And I actually gave it a little bit more character. I ain't gonna hold you. Oh, look at me sounding like the young people. Anyway. But I used it so right.
No cap.
Not y'all sounding like me.
I like it because like it was a pretty piece, but then when you add it and when you just left those strings hanging, it gives it another little pizzazz. Even when it moves even better.
Yeah, it does. So I'm just gonna leave that as it is. I'm not even about to attempt to weave those in. That's the way that piece is. All right, ladies. Okay. We got about 10 minutes left. I hope you're having fun on this conversation. Let's see, what do we have as far as questions? She says, what is my desired look for that piece? Not sure if I missed you. Which piece? Taffy Wade. I think that's another one of your friends, Oni.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, she says, hey. Oh, no, it's Tiff. She says,
Tiff.
Yes.
Oh, yes, please.
Tiff, you said, what is my desired look for which piece? This piece, the blue piece? Or
I think it's the beaded one.
The white, the beaded one that you showed before.
This one?
The one that was taking
the one that had all the colors that you said you need to weave in the ends.
Yeah,
this.
I think
It's
that's
it's gonna be a well, she said the beaded one. It's gonna be a convertible piece that you can wear multiple ways. And I'm not gonna say nothing else until next week, until I get a real good picture of it. And then so it's gonna be a piece you can wear different ways.
I love that. That's how I like to make most of my pieces. You can wear it several different ways.
Yeah. And that, I think that's what I've been doing lately, is for a few of my pieces, they're convertible and you can wear them different ways. I was actually making a top, right? And I didn't have the straps on it, and then I let it fall, and it fell into this perfect skirt. And I was like, oh,
that's what this is.
It's gonna be something.
Yeah.
So I was like, it could be a skirt, it could be a top. So that's what I'm on right now, is making convertible pieces out of motifs and mesh. So
oh, you getting ready for next year already?
Yes, a lot of my pieces are gonna cross over into next year.
Oh, I made this orange piece that came out really nice, and when I thought about it, I was like, that's all mesh. I should have saved that one, but it's so we're not gonna. But I may do something like that again. It was a
see if she'll give it back to you for a week.
I don't know what a lady is. I met her at the festival, and she bought it at a festival. But it was so pretty and it was so meshy.
Oh, so meshy, huh?
Oh, so meshy. So I'm probably gonna just kind of, create something similar to that. It was very pretty. A skirt and a off the shoulder crop top. It was really pretty.
Okay.
Do you guys always have those experiences where it's like you bring something to sell and you're like you really like it, and you kind of hope somebody doesn't buy it because you're like, I really want that for me. I haven't seen those pieces again in my entire life, nor have I remade them. That's pain.
Yeah, it's so painful that I rarely sell anything because I don't be wanting to let it go. Like, no, that's mine.
That's mine.
I might make you one, but it's gonna cost you a whole lot of money. But that's mine. I like to make stuff for the runway, really, and just just for just to say I do it. And then I wear a lot of stuff that I make. Like I have on this, I wear a lot of my own stuff. So it's hard. It's really hard for me to give up my work. Like extremely hard. Even when there's money behind it. It's like, okay, I'll take the money, but can I keep
Can I keep this? Like, can I make you a new one? Because I'm like, this one is mine.
I'm gonna start leasing out pieces. Like, yeah, you can wear it, but I want it back. And
like wedding dresses, like how they rent out wedding dresses.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, that could be another income too. You were talking about that earlier.
That could be good. Like commission it out.
Yep, for these like $1,000 pieces that ain't nobody gonna really want to pay $1,000 for. You can rent it for $250, no problem. Just bring it back.
Make sure it's not ripped either.
Oh no, in top condition.
Right. I have to figure out the collateral, for lack of a better word.
Damages.
Yeah, to handle damages.
They should pay the 1,000 plus the 250.
Huh?
The 1,000 plus the 250.
Jahvene out here for her bank. She gonna get her bank.
Come on now.
Like, yeah, if it's broken, I need that $1,000 deposit, please.
And you're not getting a 250 back. It's a wrap. It's done.
Yeah, no, it's a wrap after that. Yeah, no, I think I don't know. There are some pieces. I think I'm mainly like that with like my hats that I make. People try to take my hat, and I was like, no, I can make you something. They can't have my hat. You know what I'm saying? But my clothes, I don't know. I'm in the business of selling them, so.
Right. There's
a piece that
I'm in the business for putting y'all on display so that you can sell your stuff
and do your stuff. But I'm starting to feel a little bit like that about the coat, Stacy.
Really? You are?
A little bit. Because a lot of people like it.
Major bucks, or you just keep it, or just like I said, rent it out, lease it out.
Or can you remake it? Or is it just that it's too much time? Or you, like we said earlier, you can't even remember how you made it in the first place. It's not going to come out the way it did the first time.
Oh, I remember how I made it, but it's not going to be the same thing.
Never.
It won't. No, it won't be. It'll be something like it, but it won't be this. It won't be this cold.
It'll be better though too.
It'll be better. It only gets better.
I know, right?
Because you might end up keeping the one you made, and you're like, actually, you can't get the one you wanted in the first place.
No, I really want to sell it. I'm going to bring it. I'm going to bring it to Atlanta. I want it to find its person. I'm not going to keep it. If the person comes and they want it and they have what they need, because the price is the price, I'll let it go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I would love to see it again.
Bring it.
Now I want to see it.
I'll send you a picture. I'm friends with you on Instagram.
Thank you. Send me a picture because now I'm intrigued.
Yeah. And you have to see it, didn't it? Okay.
All right, ladies. I'm gonna just ask you one more question or two more questions. What advice would you give emerging crochet designers who want to break into the fashion industry?
I would say just keep at it. I don't know if my advice is really going to be that good though, because like I said, my thing just kind of evolved. I wasn't intentionally trying to get into the fashion scene. It just kind of happened for me. But I think that if you do want to do it, I think it's important to create some community around it. You know what I'm saying? There are plenty of, people have plenty of pages and things now, groups that you can join and stuff like that. I mean, Strands, come, figure out how you can get in and be a part of the Strands community or whatever. But I would say that having a community of people that do it, it's really good. If you can connect with somebody or, find yourself around people who are doing the work, it's probably going to be one of the easiest ways to kind of get in and, get your feet wet and learn as you go along. That would be my advice.
Right.
But don't stop. You know what I'm saying? Keep at it. Be tenacious about it. And if one place doesn't really, because there are a couple of groups that I remember trying to join back in the day, and they never allowed me to join the groups, and I didn't understand that. But it's okay because I just kept going, and then I find, I attract the people that I need, and I land where I need to land, and I get to learn. You know what I'm saying? I get to keep evolving with people who are doing the same thing. That always works for me.
So, yes, indeed.
Community.
Well, found us.
That's it. That's my advice.
Okay. Jahvene?
I would say not trying to strive for perfection, because a lot of times people try to replicate completely what they see. Like even in a YouTube video, like if you change it up, there's nothing wrong with that. You're putting your own spin on it. Like even in the learning process, like I feel like a lot of people are scared to stray from what the video or like what the how-to books say. But it's like if you're feeling that vibe, you're like, I kind of want to try this out, even if it doesn't work. Like, okay, let me switch it or change it, or I know what to do next time for it to work. Like it's nothing but a trial and error. And I feel like a lot of times people are scared of the trial and error because they have to frog it, but I frogged a million pieces. Sometimes even if you don't want to frog it, put it down for a second. Maybe you go to a new project, like you think on it, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, now I know how to fix that piece to make it the way how I want it, because I didn't try something else. And now that something else had taught me how to fix this one.
Right. Exactly that.
I have quite a few pieces that came together like that, like serendipitously. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't mean to do that. And then it came out to be something totally wonderful. So a good mistake, right? A fortunate mistake.
Yeah.
Something really beautiful. So
something teacher told me, it's like there's really no mistakes in creativity because there's no error in it.
Right.
Find a way to make it work.
But that was a good point you have about you don't need to strive for perfection. Perfect is subjective, I guess you can say, and it's in the eye of the beholder, for lack of a better term. Okay, let's see. And yes, I would, like you said, Oni, surround yourself with community. I would say do some vending events, fashion shows, get into immerse yourself into whatever it is that you're trying to break into. Okay, my last question is, it's a two-part question. What can we expect from your collection at Strands 2024 this fall, and what message or feeling do you hope to convey to the audience through your designs?
Okay. Color. I experimented this year. I usually like orange and brown and earth tones, but I had some color blasts this year. I'm going to finish out the year with a little bit of that. So expect some bright colors. I am looking forward to fall. So most of my pieces are going to be transitional pieces. I think that will go well for right now into the winter, the fall and winter. And just expect to be Buddha-flied.
I love
That's
All
my
that.
right.
that's a little thing though. Get Buddha-flied, sheep Buddha-flied. That means I've created something and then you mix it with your creativity and now we be Buddha-flied.
All right.
You
Yes,
can share
ma'am.
that, Jahvene. I can see you smiling. You can share that, Jahvene.
I love that. I just feel like it just rolls off the tongue really. Like it works for
It
everything
does.
that you say.
Yeah, that's right, right? All right, yeah. So that's what you can expect from Buddha-fly
That's like
wear.
her catchphrase.
Yeah,
That's how I'm sticking to you now. That's her catchphrase.
that's what you're gonna do. All
Yep.
right, Jahvene, I'm with that. Yeah, so they expect some color blast, some transitional pieces, and Buddha-fly.
All
Yeah.
right, Miss Butterfly. You stay fly. Hey, what happened to my screen? Okay, Jahvene, same question to you. What can we expect from your collection at Strands 2024? And what message or feeling do you hope to convey to the audience through your designs?
Definitely like Oni vibrancy, like a lot of bright colors. I'm not the type of person that like I don't deal with one color like you. It's like, changing yarns every now and then, having to tuck it in. But yeah, I'm a vibrant person. I try to do something creative and out the box. Like I hope that my pieces convey a message of individuality, really, like not being able to step outside the box, like your comfort zone, really. Because to me, I feel like there is no comfort zone. You're only comfortable in the box that people put you in.
Mm.
It's not the box you're putting yourself in. You're doing it for other people. So I'm like, why be scared when you can be vibrant?
Mm.
I like that. Why be
Okay.
scared when you
Yeah.
can be vibrant? Like Roche said yesterday, she said, when people ask who do you dress for, she said the stage because the world is a stage.
That's right. She sure did. I love it.
Yeah, I love
You
that.
know, I want to share this one. I always share this proverb, but you talked about being comfortable in the comfort zone, in the coffin box, and there's a proverb that says, "Comfort is a beautiful place, but nothing grows there."
Mm.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're looking to be vibrant and always evolving and growing, and you can't just stay comfortable like that.
Mm-mm.
So, all
Nope.
right, that's it. I have
Gotta
my.
do, gotta put in the work to grow.
Definitely that.
Well, ladies, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. Again, thank you for joining Strands, Jahvene. Thank you for coming back, Oni. I will see you guys next weekend and hope to see all of you guys next weekend at the Sweet
Mhm,
Auburn Music Festival at
mhm,
312 and
mhm.
320 Irwin Street, Northeast, downtown Atlanta, from I think 12 to 8. And we'll be putting on our show between the hours of 1 and 6 for both
Mhm.
days. Stay tuned for more information at fiberartsfashion.com. If you have any questions, let us know. Thank you to all our guests who have been commenting. We have Taffy Wade, Hanifa, Rebel, and let me see, was there one more? I think that's it. That's all our commenters. And they all came from you, Oni.
Uh-uh.
So
I'm
thank you
telling
so
you, that
much.
community thing is a real thing. My sisters looked out. Thank y'all for
Yes,
being
they
here.
did.
Thank you,
Yes.
Susie.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Jeff.
You guys have a good evening. Happy hooking. I'll see you next weekend.
All
Bye.
right, now be well, everybody.
All right.
Peace.
I love you. Good
Love you
night.
too.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.